Welcome to Booming Bull Bear, where smart traders are made. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you find it valuable. Drop your thoughts in the comments and share it with fellow traders who want to win in the markets. If you've been trying to grow a small trading account the way most people do, you're not just wasting time. You're sabotaging your own success. What I'm about to tell you will either change your trading life forever, or you'll keep doing what you've been doing and stay stuck. From 100 to 10,000. It's possible if you follow the system. Hit subscribe now, like this video, and comment below to start your trading journey the smart way. I remember the day I started with just $100. It felt tiny, almost laughable compared to the big accounts I saw online. Yet in that moment it felt like my ticket to freedom. I imagined turning it into 10,000, living life on my own terms, trading confidently, and finally breaking free from the daily grind. The first few trades were underwhelming. Small wins, small losses, and an account that barely moved. Frustration started to creep in. I watched other traders flaunting huge profits and wondered why it felt so impossible for me. Then it hit me. Most beginners fail not because they're unlucky, but because they approach trading the wrong way. They chase setups they don't understand, risk too much, and let emotions run the show. Top traders think differently. They don't see $100 as too small. They see it as a tool, a starting point. The game isn't about hitting massive wins. Immediately, it's about stacking small victories, compounding gains carefully over time, and letting those gains snowball. I realize that beginners often fall into a dangerous trap, risking half their account on a single trade in hopes of a miracle. That could turn $100 into $200, sure, but it could just as easily wipe the account out entirely. The pros operate with precision. They risk only 2 to 5% per trade, small, calculated, careful, and when the market lines up perfectly, they scale up intelligently, letting momentum do the rest. I began experimenting with this approach. Start with $100, risk 3% per trade. Tiny gains at first, 30, but each gain added to the account. Slowly, the account grew. The first $100 became $200, then $500, and as the account grew, the trades naturally got bigger. Over time, $100 could become $1,000, then $5,000, eventually $10,000. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was understanding the game, respecting risk, and letting compounding do its work. And in that realization, everything changed. What once felt impossible now felt inevitable. The setups that turn pennies into paydays. Forget the complicated charts with 50 indicators. Forget guessing where the market will go. I'm about to show you the exact types of trades that top small account traders hunt. Trades so clean, you'll feel like the market drew you a roadmap. I remember the first time I discovered the kind of trades that could actually move a small account. It wasn't flashy or complicated. No dozens of indicators, no wild predictions. Just simple, precise setups that top traders rely on every day. One evening, I noticed a stock moving inside a tight range. Price was bouncing between support and resistance, almost like it was waiting for permission to explode. I watched, curious but patient, letting the market reveal itself. Then it happened, a clean breakout. The price surged, and my $100 trade grew in a way that felt almost cinematic. I didn't guess. I reacted to the setup, and that reaction, repeated consistently, was what could turn small accounts into serious money. There were two patterns I learned to master. The first was breakouts from consolidation. Price would coil like a spring, energy building quietly, and then snap in one direction. The key was to spot the range, measure the potential move, and enter when the breakout confirmed itself. It was like waiting for a fuse to burn down before the firework exploded. The second was pullbacks to key levels. After a strong move, price rarely traveled in a straight line. Top traders learned to wait for it to retrace to previous support or resistance before entering. That way they weren't chasing the market. They were entering with precision, buying low in an uptrend or selling high in a downtrend. I started applying these setups with my tiny account. Risking only a few dollars per trade, the gains were small but consistent. Each successful setup added a layer to my growing account. Week by week, $100 became $150, then $250, then $500. And as the account grew, the setups became even more powerful. Each dollar gained fueling the next opportunity. So it wasn't about chasing excitement or trying to hit a home run on every trade. It was about recognizing patterns, respecting risk, and letting repetition compound small victories into something meaningful. That realization changed everything. I no longer traded with hope or fear. I traded with clarity and confidence, and even with just $100 in my account, the potential to reach $10,000 no longer felt like a dream. It felt like a series of logical steps, waiting to be executed. The money management secrets pros don't share, because this money management secret will multiply your account faster. Here's the brutal truth. 90% of traders blow their accounts not because they pick bad trades, but because they manage money like amateurs. If you master this one skill, even small accounts can snowball fast. After discovering the right setups, I realized that knowing when to enter a trade wasn't enough. The real power came from how I managed my money. Without it, even perfect trades could destroy a small account. I remember risking $50 on a $100 account in the early days. One wrong move and half my balance was gone in minutes. It stung. Badly, that mistake taught me the most valuable. Lesson: protecting your account is more important than chasing big wins. Top traders think in percentages, not fixed dollar amounts. They risk 2 to 5% of their account per trade. Small, calculated, safe. That way, even if the market goes against them, the account survives and the next opportunity is always there. I started applying this approach to my $100 account. Risking 3% per trade meant tiny gains at first, just a few cents, but over time, the account started to grow steadily. $100 became $103s, then $107s, then $112. It seemed slow at first, but compounding was quietly working in the background. The magic happened when I consistently applied it. By letting small wins accumulate and adjusting trade size as the account grew, the tiny $100 started transforming. $250, $500, $1,000. Each step felt like a small victory, but collectively they built unstoppable momentum. I also learned that losses were not disasters. A small losing trade wasn't failure, it was tuition. The goal wasn't to avoid losses completely, but to control them. Each loss taught me something. And because I never risked too much, my account survived to trade another day. By the time my account reached $500, I wasn't just trading setups, I was trading with a system. Each trade was a calculated move, each risk carefully measured. The compounding effect became undeniable. $500 turned into $500, then $3,000, and from there, the path to $10,000 was just a matter of repeating the same disciplined steps. Money management wasn't boring. It was the engine behind every success. With it, even a small account could grow into something meaningful. Without it, even the best setups and perfect timing could vanish in an instant. For the first time, I understood risk control isn't just a rule, it's the foundation of account growth. And mastering it was the key to turning $100 into $10,000. The mindset hack that separates winners from losers. You can know every setup and manage money perfectly. But if your mind isn't in the game, your small account will never grow. Here's the mindset hack that top traders use to multiply accounts while others panic. I had learned the setups and mastered money management, but one thing still held me back: my own mind. I remember a day when my $500 account had just grown to $600. I saw a perfect trade setup. Fear whispered, "What if you lose it all?" Greed shouted, "This could double your account." In seconds, I made mistakes, risked too much, exited too early, and my account barely moved. The market didn't punish me, I did. That day, I realized the biggest barrier to growing a small account wasn't the market. It was my own emotions. Top traders operate differently. They treat each trade as a puzzle piece, not a life or death gamble. Wins and losses are data, not drama. Their mindset allows them to stay calm during losing streaks and disciplined. When opportunities arise, I started practicing this mindset. Detaching from the outcome, I focused on process over results. Each trade became a chance to execute correctly, not a chance to get rich instantly. Losses were lessons, not disasters. Small wins became building blocks and my confidence grew steadily. Visualization became a tool. Before each trading session, I imagined the charts, my entries, my exits, and the growth of my account. I built routines to manage stress, reviewing charts calmly, journaling my trades and mentally rehearsing setups. These rituals created focus, and with focus came consistency. Slowly, the results followed. My $600 account stopped swinging wildly. Trades were executed cleanly. My gains became predictable. $600 grew to $900, then $2,500, then $3,000. Each step felt logical, controlled, and almost inevitable, because I had learned to master my mind. I realized that mindset wasn't just a part of trading. It was trading. Without it, even perfect setups and strict money management could fail. With it, even a small account could transform into something remarkable. By the time my account neared $5,000, I understood the truth. Trading isn't about luck or raw talent. It's about discipline, patience, and the ability to control yourself under pressure. With the right mindset, compounding small wins became not just possible, but inevitable. The fast-track system to multiply small accounts. You've learned setups, money management, and mindset. Now it's time for the final piece, the system that turns small accounts into serious money machines. And once you see it, you'll never trade the same way again. By the time my account reached $1,000, I could see the pattern clearly. It wasn't luck, chance, or guessing. It was a system, a repeatable process that combined the right setups, disciplined risk, and a focused mindset. I began treating trading like a machine, not a game. Each trade had a reason, a plan, and a calculated risk. Tight consolidation breakouts, pullbacks to key levels. These setups were the fuel. Money management, risking just a small percentage per trade, was the engine. And mindset, the calm, patient, disciplined approach, was the driver. The results were astonishing. $1,000 grew to $2,500 in a few weeks. $2,500 became $5,000, and then $10,000. It wasn't overnight. But the growth was faster than I had ever imagined, because every step was deliberate. Small trades stacked together, compounding safely, turning a tiny account into something meaningful. I remember one week vividly. A series of perfect breakouts appeared on my charts. Instead of rushing in or risking too much, I applied the system. Small, calculated trades executed flawlessly. By week's end, my $1,500 account had jumped to $20,500. It wasn't luck. It was discipline and repetition, paying off. The system I followed is in 3 steps. 1. Pick your setup and stick to it. Focus on 1 to 2 high-probability setups. Don't chase random trades or hot tips. Consistency is your rocket fuel. 2. Manage risk like a pro. Calculate risk per trade. Never over-leverage. Protect your account like it's your most valuable asset. 3. Mindset plus routine. Compounding edge. Treat each trade as data, not drama. Track wins, losses, and lessons. Stick to a routine, prep, trade, review. This builds consistency faster than any strategy alone. What struck me most was how small the starting point had felt. $100, barely enough to make a dent. Yet with the system, $100 was enough to reach $10,000, each phase built on the last. Understanding setups, mastering risk, and controlling emotions. Combine them, and even the tiniest account could grow exponentially. Looking back, the journey was simple but powerful. The market doesn't reward shortcuts or luck. It rewards preparation, consistency, and the ability to stick to a proven system. The difference between a small account that stagnates and one that multiplies rapidly isn't talent. It's following the system without deviation. By the time I hit $10,000, it felt inevitable rather than miraculous. The system worked because it respected the market, respected risk, and respected the trader, me. In the end, the lesson was clear. It's not about starting big. It's about starting smart, stacking small wins, and letting discipline, compounding, and mindset turn $100 into $10,000. That's how you can turn a tiny $100 account into $10,000. If you're ready to take your trading to the next level, subscribe now, smash that like button, and comment below with your biggest trading win or the challenge you're crushing next. Let's grow together.